Hi, this is Shannon with Star Gardens. Today we are going to be lacto-fermenting pickles, the good old-fashioned sour pickles that you used to see in the big jars at grocery store delis when you were a kid. Okay, maybe my age is showing. Perhaps you didn't not see that when you were a child. But anyway, these lacto-fermented pickles are really good. I have some obviously oversized cucumbers that I really need to do something with, so we're going to get started on these. First, you slice the ends off of these cucumbers. Pretty simple. Make sure they fit in a jar. I have cucumbers, a half-gallon mason jar here, bottled water. Bottled is always important, and freshly washed. This is a spring to hold the veggies underwater, and this is a fermentation lid, and you can see here it's got a little plastic piece on it. It lets air out and then not back in so that your fermentations don't get contaminated, and that's kind of important. I mean, you can use a regular mason jar lid and kind of fit it on there loosely, but you have a little bit more chance of contamination, and this is just kind of a step up in the world of lacto fermentation. So, like I was saying, we cut the ends off of our cucumbers. I've rinsed these off. I didn't really scrub them or anything. There are enzymes on the outsides of the cucumbers that help with the fermentation process a little bit, so you don't want them to be too sterile. It's important to have your equipment clean though, like the knife that you're using and your jar and your lid and stuff, because contamination can happen fairly easily. And I would like to fit as many of these pickles in as I am able. I may have to cut them in half, which I don't really want to do, but I can only fit about 2 in here otherwise, so. Let me turn this around. Next to me over here, we have our junior videographer. Would you like to say hi?
Hi.
And what is your name?
RJ.
Yeah? Are you helping make lacto-fermented pickles today?
I could.
Okay, that's
As soon
right.
as I put this box of electronics down.
Okay, put your electronics down somewhere else, not on the kitchen counter.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to be slicing this one in half. Spears are good too, but I really like the whole giant pickles, like the old-fashioned kind that we used to get in the store. Yes, use a little bit of soap and wash and dry your hands. There you go. Good. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Let's see. I think we're going to be fitting probably 3 of these 4 cucumbers in the jar, which isn't terribly bad. I can slice the other one up and put it in a smaller jar if I need to. Let me slice this one too. Should be able to get the cucumbers out of the jar, yeah. I guess we will have to cut them. Slice in half. Put in jar.
Now could I wash my hands?
Yes,
Can I put
actually.
them in?
I have one just for you to put in this jar. How about right here? Are your hands very clean?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Put them as clean as I could get.
Alright, push it in there.
Is this clean enough?
Yeah, I think we're doing okay there. You did a pretty good job. We got our cucumbers in this jar, as many as I could possibly fit. Can I put one more in there? No. Okay. So our next step now is to fill this up with water.
Why is it important that water's bottled?
Fill it up with water to cover our cucumbers almost to the top. There's one more ingredient that we have to put in here. Right here is our kosher salt. You can use kosher salt or pickling salt. I would not use iodized salt, just because it can leave your product a little bit cloudy. And it does get a little bit cloudy when you ferment it anyway, but as a rule, when you're canning or fermenting, use kosher or canning salt. And so the rule for a basic guideline for this is about 1 tablespoon per quart, and this is 2 quarts here. So I'm going to cheat and put a little bit extra in. I'd rather go with too much salt than too little salt, because the results can be a lot better even if there's a little bit extra salt. The fermentation may be slower, but you'll have less chance of contamination. So here we go. Just a tiny bit more.
I want to put salt in.
And no, I'm not measuring. So we put this in here.
I want salt in.
We put this spring on. And we just push it down. This is going to force the vegetables down into the brine. Make sure that nothing is touching the surface, which is extremely important in this process. And I cover this little fermentation port. And I just shake it up. And then I'm going to leave it on my counter for at least a week, maybe a little bit more. And it's pretty simple. And we're going to have some delicious giant pickles. Enjoy, friends.